Hey there, it's Diana. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be designing some Cinderella nails. At least for the next 1 to maybe 2 manis, I'm going to keep with the Disney princess theme for my little 5-year-old Ryan. She's way into princesses right now. If you haven't seen the Little Mermaid nails that I designed, I'm going to go ahead and link the card right up here so you can see it. But for today, we will be doing Cinderella. The colors I'm going to be using are all going to be from CN Designer Dips. If you are new to CN Designer or would like to place an order for any of the items I'm going to show you here today, I'm going to go ahead and provide you with the discount code right down here. Use code FRIENDSGET10 for 10% off your order. I do not make any money off of that at all. It is just a discount for you. The first color is called Milky White. It is a Milky White color. So I'm going to use this as a base for my stamping. Then we're going to be using Take a Hike, which is a, I would say, light to medium blue. Last but not least, we're going to be using Pebble Creek. And I have been dying to use this glitter. It is just so gorgeous. So I thought it would be really pretty to kind of stick with the white and blue for Cinderella nails. Then for my liquids, I'm going to be using the 3-step base activator and top coat dip liquids from CN Designer. And then I'm going to encapsulate with the Ultra Clear by CN Designer. Starting with the base, I'm going to dip my nails exactly like I would on my natural nails or on my nails itself. So I'm going to go 2/3 of the way on my first layer. And then I would just want the thinner, more microfine glitter on my first layer. Then on my second layer, I'm going to go all the way on my nail with the base coat. And then I'm going to pour the glitter into a cupcake liner, and then I'm going to dip my entire nail in there. Now that keeps the tip pretty thin. Let me just go ahead and dip my solid. I should have actually done this first so glitter doesn't get everywhere. This is going to be my middle finger. Now I want my glitter to be on this side, so that side closest to the glitter. Now I like my glitters to have like a peekaboo look under my solids, and I'll explain as I go through the process. And for glitter ombres, I will be applying base on my entire nail. And I'm going to go a little bit heavier, not too heavy, because I don't want my base coat to dry too fast. So now I'm going to start with the blue on this side. And the more color is going to be deposited on the edge of the nail, and I'm kind of turning it as I have less powder so that it creates a little bit more of a fade. Now coming to the glitter, same concept. more at the very, very edge of the nail. And then as I have less, I'm going to turn my nail so I can get more of that fade in the middle. Okay, this is what I have so far. So I'm probably gonna do at least 2, sometimes 3, depending on how bare I think it is. And now I'm going to start with the glitter and then end with the blue. Okay, so there's my glitter. Move on to the blue. Let's go ahead and brush it off and see what we have working here. All right, so now let me explain a little further. So now the glitter, you can see that it's a little bit hidden under the blue, and that's what I kind of want. So I want glitter on top and under the blue as well. I hope that makes sense. So I am going to do one more layer because I want the glitter to be more opaque. So we're gonna do, I still want to start with the glitter and end with the blue. So that's what I'm gonna do on this one. I'm kind of raising my brush a little higher, so I want more of a light. I'm taking it probably like 3 inches above the nail. Taking less off my brush, and then I'm going to go in towards the middle to the fade. Less off, and then now all right, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna brush it off and I'll show you the end result. Okay, now that's what we have for the ombre glitter. So I'm gonna do the little piggy, exact same process. What I'll do is this white right here, earlier I had to dip a little bit extra on the edges. I'm just gonna buff out and smooth it out. And that's all I'm gonna do in terms of buffing. If you're familiar with the dips from 𝓤𝓪𝓸𝓵, there is very little buffing required. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna activate and then top coat it. I don't often clear dip unless I feel like I need to, and in this case I don't. I just want to show you how thin I was able to dip them. You can go ahead and activate. Right, now I'm going to go in with the dip top coat. They should be dried in like 1 to 2 minutes. For the plate I'm going to be using, it is called Cartoon 1 by Lalo Arroyo. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. This one has a bunch of different cartoon designs, and the one I'm going to be using is the Cinderella right there. For my stamping polish, I'm going to be using 001, which is a black by Clear Jelly Stamper. And then also, I'm using, this one is by Moyou London. The color is called Denim Jeans. So I'm going to mix these two to give myself kind of like that periwinkle blue look. And then for her hair, this is the only yellow I have. So I'm going to be mixing this yellow with some white, 008 with the white. For my stamper, I'm going to use the Big Bling XL by Clear Jelly Stamper. If you know me, this is my favorite. You can see right through it. And then for my scraper card, I have been gravitating towards this big one, which is a full credit card size from Maniology. Okay, that is a little bit better of a scrape. Let me show you. The image is a little bit more clear. And I'm going to use my lint roller to take off the excess. Moving on to the reverse stamping, I am using my Holo Taco detailer brush. And when I'm working with fine details, I want my brush head to be as crisp as possible. So this is how I do that. Then you're going to take some vitamin E oil, put it on your palette, just one drop, you don't need much. Then you're going to run the brush head in the oil and then just kind of drag it on your palette to thin it out. And you will always have a very thin, crisp line that you can work with. Blue colors here. So the first one will be like this is the lightest blue I have. And then when I'm working with just like detailed area, this will be for her sleeves. I just use the tip of my brush. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of dotting it. This is such a fine area. Want very little product, and this one just a little tiny dot. That's it. And then she needs a little bit of blue here. Okay, this is so far what I have for the blue. I'm gonna take the blue, I'm gonna line her gloves. Okay, there we have that. Now we need a little bit of white for the bottom of her dress. I'm going to add it to the white. I'm trying to tempt for a periwinkle blue here. So let me add 2 drops of white and let's swirl it up and see what color we get here. I'm going to wipe off my brush because I don't want it too loaded with too much product. So I'm just going to try one part of the dress to see how I like the color. And it looks almost identical. So let's go with a little bit more blue. Be a smidge darker. Wipe off my brush, it's too much product. And then let's give this a try. Yeah, that one's a little bit darker, so that's a little bit more of a contrast. Since I'm working with like her dress here, I can go with a little bit more product. And when I'm working with the finer, like the edges, I'm just using the tip of my brush. So wherever you deposit the brush first is going to have the most brush. So I didn't deposit the color right at the tip. I always work towards kind of like the middle, and then I work my way in. All right, so that's the dress so far. And now I need to color in her top. So let me do that. Okay, now I gotta color in the headband, and it's like really tiny. So this is where I'm gonna go in, wipe off, clean my brush, and then load it up with, run it through the vitamin E. And then hopefully there's still a little bit more product here I could use. I think it's drying out. And then I'm going to color in her headband. All right, so far she's looking good. In tone, I'm using color, I don't know if it's 66 or not. Well, it's probably 66 because the 0 always comes first. What I should have done is, I might just stop here, is I'm going to color in her eyes white so that this doesn't cover the pupil. So let me do that really quick before I move on. I don't know. I think I might have messed up a little bit. That's okay. We're gonna commit. Yeah, it's barely noticeable. Okay. For her hair, I'm going to use this yellow. And then some white. Okay. There might have been a few spots for her hair that I missed. I'm going to go back in. All right, there she is. We're gonna let her dry. It should take like 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll transfer her on her nail. We have so far. You could just even rock it like that if you wanted to, but I am going to finish it off with some stamping. To finish off, I am going to be stamping some stars, I guess, is what it's called, on this white nail as a background. I'm using plate CJS 274. I really like this plate because there's a lot of different types of stars that you can use. I really like this a lot. Let's go for this one. And that was a messy scrape, but guess what? We're not going to use anything on this side, so I don't care. Let's just get rid of it so it's not so messy though. That's okay, it's already dried. Now let's go to our nail. And I'm just going to lay it down. Okay, that is my little backdrop. Before we transfer Cinderella on this nail, I'm going to seal it with some hairspray. Give it a light mist and let it completely dry. Don't go in with the heavy mist, because if you do, it's going to drip and it's going to drag your polish with it. Now that first layer of hairspray, it dries super quick. You could do 2 layers if you want, but just make sure they dry fully in between. I'm going in with a layer of sticky base coat. This is by Maniology. This is what it looks like. But what it does is it creates a sticky layer for you to transfer nail decals to, essentially. Now I'm gonna give it that little tap test here. Yeah, it's still wet at the top. Maybe it takes a little longer because I have the hairspray on it, so just kind of like take note about that. But we transfer it now. There's going to be parts of your decal that won't transfer, so we're going to give it a little bit more time. I did the touch test, and it looks like it's tacky, but it's not going to transfer. So I'm going to line up Cinderella here. And let's hold that down for about 5 seconds before we lift it. Now when you lift it, I'm always really careful because sometimes it's still wet. I'm lifting it so gently, and I'm paying attention to the window to see if there's any edges that lift, and if it does, press it back down and wait for another 3 seconds or so. Here's Cinderella. She is all done. What do you guys think? So cute, huh? Using the gel top coat by 𝓤𝓼𝓵𝓪𝓚. This is Hema free. She's done. Let me pop her in the lamp for 60 seconds. I will be right back. I am back. What do you think about my Cinderella nails? You want to hear something funny? When I was applying the tips, I noticed that I messed up on the glitter ombre thing, the 2 nails here. I had the glitter on the outside versus the inside facing this glitter, so I had to redo it. It was hilarious. I was like, oh, I hate it when that happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment below. Any special requests, go ahead and leave it down there. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so. I am going to be doing more nails and manis and different designs. I haven't decided what I want to do for my next one, but I'm really liking the princesses right now, so we shall see. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I will catch you on my next video. Bye.